How safe are you as a Kenyan? How safe are you as a citizen? And how safe are you also as a foreigner who is touring Kenya? Mostly, when we ask these questions, the authorities see us as persons who are not loyal citizens, as people who are not patriotic. But now, tell me, what do you do if there are allegations of a telecommunications company leaking out your data from their database to the security organs? How do you tame that? So it has been established by certain leaders, as Eugene Wamalwa alleges, that Safaricom has been leaking data for their customers to the regime.
We call out telecommunication companies, in particular Safaricom, which may have turned a blind eye or worse, actively collaborated with the regime in surveilling, tracing, aiding, and abducting of these citizens. We demand that they publicly account for the data they provide to security agencies and affirm their commitment to protecting the rights and privacy of their customers.
As a Kenyan citizen, how should we take these? The other day, we saw Boniface Mwangi, we saw Martha Karua, and former Chief Justice Willy Mutunga being thrown out of Tanzania as if they were not some human beings. They were not accorded dignity. And all our members of parliament could do is appreciate whatever President Samia Suluhu and his dictatorship moves did in Tanzania. Now, how safe are you as a Kenyan that whenever you fall into problems in another country, your administration in that area, for example, a Kenyan embassy in that specific region, will come to your aid? We've seen accounts of Babu Owino saying that he was, mistreated in Tanzania. But anyway, there was no authorities, there was no Kenyan embassy or Kenyan ambassador in the region to come and, speak on behalf of him. We also had Sifuna, who talked about the issue with him in Angola. Nobody came to his aid. And now, mark you, these are diplomats. So if such a thing can be happening to people who are holding diplomatic passports, what about you as a Kenyan? Now, how should you be patriotic to a nation that you very well know if you get into a problem in another nation, they will not come to your aid?
We equally put on notice all political and business elites, those who fund the goon squads, those who lobby for the maintenance of tyranny, and those in the diplomatic community who remain silent as Kenya burns. History will remember your complicity. To the Kenyan people, we say, do not be silenced. The repression we face today is not just about politics. It's about the very soul of our nation. When voices are muted through fear, when leaders are abducted in broad daylight, and when bullets are fired at peaceful gatherings, the silence of one becomes the silence of all. We urge every citizen, civil society groups, religious leaders, and international allies to stand in solidarity with us in demanding, 1, an immediate cessation of politically motivated violence and abductions, enforced disappearances, and extrajudicial killings. 2, accountability for the telecoms and private actors enabling illegal surveillance, tracking, and data breaches. 3, an end to state-backed disruption of peaceful political assemblies. 4, the protection of constitutional rights, including the freedom of assembly, association, expression, and political participation.
That is not enough. Back to the issue of siphoning our data and giving it to the security organs. The latest being the abduction of, MP George Koimburi, the MP for Juja constituency. Now, as per the explanation of the former AG Justin Muturi, these DCI were looking and searching for George Koimburi. They were unable to find him, and they found his driver, and it is said until now his vehicle is in the police station. It passed a day, then on a Sunday again, the MP is abducted. And that is the same thing that, Justin Muturi is asking. Does it require you rocket science to establish the persons who are actually behind abducting George Koimburi, the member of parliament? It doesn't require you any rocket science.
I've always called for an end to abductions, and we thought when President Ruto, in answer to a question from a foreign journalist, saying that they have all come to an end, and all those that have been abducted and safely been returned to their homes and reunited with their families. Only unfortunately to see this latest one of Honorable Koimburi. And just to answer a simple question, on Friday last week, the police who are looking for Honorable Koimburi did not get him. He managed to escape. The police continued to look for him. They arrested his driver. His vehicle is still at the Bodaiga police station. That was Friday. And then on Sunday, is it rocket science to know the people that were hunting for Koimburi on Friday are the same ones who are looking for him on Sunday? It's a simple thing. So, IG Kaja, please you can tell that story to the bands, not to Kenyans. It doesn't make sense. Abductions and all forms of extrajudicial processes must come to an end in this country.
How else should we take this as a nation? There is a factual saying that goes, injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. And therefore, there is no justice that has been done. And without justice, peace is nothing of the past. Therefore, if we need peace, first of all, let us have justice accorded. Then peace shall prevail.
We would like to remind Mr. Ruto that he is not immune from prosecution for crimes against humanity, which includes abductions, torture, enforced disappearances, murders, gender-based violence, and other crimes. This is not a partisan issue. It's a matter of a national concern and international concern as well. In fact, we want to declare it a national emergency. We will not relent until justice and the rule of law is restored and every Kenyan can live and speak without fear in this country.
We cannot be in a nation whereby mediocrity is the order of the day. We cannot be in a nation whereby oppression and the dictatorial rule takes lead in each and every position and stakes of the government. Tell me, how loyal or how patriotic could you be to a nation that cares about the well-being of you as a citizen? Right now, we have the Financial Bill 2025 being rushed through the readings in Parliament, like the first one in yesterday, amid its consultative moves. What does that mean? The consultations are just but a default kind of arrangement that they had. But it doesn't mean it's going to hold waters. Because already we've siphoned details in that financial bill, and we've known whenever the deal is too sweet, think twice. They told us there are no addition taxes within the bill. But look at the punitive bills they're coming with. Look at the Information Communication Act, requiring you to be registering with your ID before you posting any content. Why? So that they will be knowing where, when, and how to capture you. Second, your financial transactions from mobile money to your bank accounts, to your checks, will be traced. Each and every transaction you make will be traced by government, and this could be used against you. You understand? So, there is nothing about losing loyalty or patriotism. It's about the leaders who are becoming too operational and thinking that all they do matters a lot and they agreed is justifiable. Whereas other Kenyans languish in poverty, they feel it is of their own making. What retrogressive regime do we have of President William Ruto? And some people are there clapping like choir members. We say no to that. What's your take in all these? What do you make up of these when your data is siphoned and given to the security organs? What do you make of these to your security of information, the Data Protection Act? What do you make of these when your livelihoods are made two tabs for people to live below the per capita per income? You are living below the dollar. Give us your thought in the comment section below. If you're watching from my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and press the notification button. So anytime that we're alive or we upload content of this nature, you'll be the very first person to be notified. Ahmed Halif is my name for the unscripted talks here in Dub Radio. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuhu.
Kwa timba kali za Afrika, Dub Radio ndio mpango mzima.